n'olunaku olwaleero agenda kuba tutwala mu Angles ng'atandikira wali we yakoma. Musomesa ye Mangeni Bernard ava ku Kisubi Savio so nafa ba primary mubeere mu kiraasi. Musomesa atuuse njagala mweteketeeke ate muleme kubaako kyemusubwa we yatandikira wagenda okubanga ate wesembera wagenda okutandikira olunaku olwaleero. Master Mangeni Bernard butereva abaana abatudde dda bali mu ddiiro naye ye kiraasi olunaku olwaleero bakulindiridde bawe byozo nabyo.
All right. Our dear viewers outside there, parents, and whoever is listening to this program, I welcome you once again to the program. Last time, we looked at geometry, that was the theme, and a topic called geometry construction. Under a topic, a subtopic, angles. That was our subtopic. We talked about angles, and right now I know whoever is outside there knows what angles are. So we looked at different types of angles. For instance, angles on a straight line, acute angles, obtuse angles, complementary angles, angles at a point, reflex angles, and so on. Today, we are going to look at something called supplementary angles. Because we ended on complementary angles, we cannot do away without looking at supplementary angles. So let's briefly look at supplementary angles. Before we look at supplementary angles, I got some few comments last time from the viewers. Others were saying, chino che subject chanta mada. So I looked at it and I thought of talking slightly about it before I can introduce our next subtopic. You know, mathematics is a subject that deals with systematic application of matter. It is a subject that deals with systematic application of matter. Everybody knows what matter is. Matter is anything that occupies space. So you must be systematic in dealing with each and everything you come across. So this subject makes a person systematic in each and everything he does. It makes one careful and reason logically. You know what I mean by reasoning logically? Someone is in position to distinguish the wrong reasoning from the correct reasoning. So the moment you cannot distinguish the wrong reasoning from the correct reasoning, just so that you will always be offside, your life will never be successful. So there is no way you can dwell with mathematics. Even if it chali chakutamada, please try to encourage your child, listen to it, so that you see also the way that child is going to start reasoning out issues. So I believe mathematics makes our life orderly and prevents chaos. It makes our life orderly and prevents chaos. There are few qualities that indicate that this person is reasoning logically. For instance, you send a child to the shop. Please, Naiga, yes please, go and buy for me salt. Then a child comes very fast, picks the money, goes to the shop. After some few minutes, he comes back and says, Mommy, what did you send me? The child has already forgotten what you sent him or her. So that is an indicator that the child's listening is not at par. So through mathematics, we shall be in position to guide this child to be in position to concentrate, listen attentively, and do things carefully. That is why when a child misses a step in mathematics, we mark it wrong. Why? You have left out a certain important step which you are not supposed to leave. If he misses units, we shall always mark it wrong. Why? Because you are the kind of people tomorrow, you will forget the surgical blades. If you are a doctor, you will forget the surgical blades in people's stomach. You see that? After the operation, you stitch back. After some minutes, you realize you forgot the surgical blade. And that is the life of a person. You can cause death. See that? If you miss out any step, just know you'll be wrong. Why? We train you on how to handle every step carefully and logically. In fact, there must be flow of your steps. There must be logical flow of your steps. Sincerely, whoever listens to this program on BBS Telefine, I believe you will never remain the same. If you continue listening up to the end, you will never send your child to the shop to bring for you salt and bring soap. You will stop hearing that a doctor has forgotten a surgical blade in someone's stomach or womb. You will forget hearing that now the doctor operated and cut off the child's hand. Why? He was not very careful in what he was doing. So with mathematics, even if you're a parent, your life will never remain the same since you are going to learn with me here. A few reasonings will take place. Please stay tuned up to the last minute. I was saying we are going to look at complementary, supplementary angles. Because last time we looked at various angles, let's look at supplementary. Supplementary angles, these are two angles which add up to 180 degrees. They are supposed to be two angles, whereby one is a complement of the other. For instance, what is the supplement of 30 degrees? You will get what is the supplement of 30 degrees? The first step is to analyze what does the question want. The question is talking about the supplement of 30 degrees. Don't mess up and you think they are talking about complement, because most of the children normally mess up when they reach at this area. They don't interpret clearly. And through our training, you will see how your thinking will flow on well. So what is the supplement? They are talking about supplement. So the supplement of 30 degrees. So you just supplement, these are angles which add up to 180 degrees. So if one of the angles is 30 degrees, then to get the other angle, you can just get the total 180 degrees minus the given angle, and you will get our answer as 150 degrees. So the supplement of 30 degrees is 150 degrees. And also the supplement of 150 degrees is now 30 degrees. Why? You will still get 180 degrees minus the given angle, and you will get 30 degrees. So it is vice versa. So supplement of an angle, the supplement, an angle is a supplement of the other. Let's look at the second question. if you recall very well about what we did in complementary, the content is not far different from supplementary, because with complementary, 2 angles add up to 90, but with supplementary, the 2 angles must add up to 180 degrees. Let's also look at that question, because there are various ways of setting questions. What I believe is, once a child's reasoning is improved, he will always do any kind of question, whatever question he comes across. Even in society, he'll be a very different person, because he will find situations, gather the information given, and he solves it. So this one trains us to reason logically and creatively. So what is the supplement of x plus 10 degrees? The supplement of x plus 10 degrees. Most candidates just get, sometimes candidates just get 100, x plus 10 degrees is equal to 180. Not knowing that he has now just said this angle is equal to 180, which is very wrong. You find the reasoning is wrong. We mark a child's reasoning. Does a child reason logically and creatively? Here, what is the supplement of x plus 10 degrees? This is the angle given. To get its supplement, we shall just still get 180 degrees, take away. This is one angle. However much there are 2 terms here. That is why we shall say take away. We shall create brackets here, because we are going to take away the 2 terms. If you don't put brackets, you will find that you have only taken away x. For instance, when you say 180 degrees minus x plus 10 degrees, you realize that here you are only taking away x, but you have not taken away 10. So you will find that the child's reasoning is not up to date, and therefore he will get the answer wrong. We deal with accuracy. So you can't use the wrong method to get the right answer. So here we shall take away x plus 10. All these are degrees. From here, we can open up our brackets using this minus 1. However much is take away. But even if you take away, you can say 180 degrees, take away x, take away 10. You will get your answer right. However, let's open up brackets so that you don't misfire. This will be 180 degrees. This negative times x, we shall get minus x. This minus times positive 10. A negative times a positive, you will get negative. So it will be minus 10. Remember, these are now degrees, since the units were outside. Last time I was talking about unknowns not having units. But since it's there, it may not be penalized. So this is 180 degrees. Let's collect our like terms. Minus 10 degrees minus x degrees. So we shall end up getting 180. When you get 180 degrees minus 10 degrees, you will get 170 degrees. So in mathematics, I normally tell children that once you make a mistake and you rub, just know that if you were to be driving and you make a mistake, that one could have been a death. See that? It makes your work untidy. So we try to reason logically. Before you go to another step, first observe the previous step. What were you having here? 180 degrees minus 10 minus x, so that it guides you to move to another step. Other than rushing, then you end up making mistakes. From there, you will think of crossing, of which it may not be possible. You may not have space where to write the answer. So what you do, flow well. Check the upper step before you move to the next step. Keep checking. As you move to the next step, keep checking, so that you can flow well to minimize making mistakes and you cross out. So this one, if I had not observed, I was going to repeat writing this. So this 180 degrees minus 10, I will end up with 170 degrees. Take away x degrees. And therefore, our final answer can be written as 170 minus x. All these are degrees. So the supplement of x plus 10 degrees is 170 minus x. All these are degrees. This one is right, and I prefer this one because they are all degrees other than putting units on each and also on the unknown. So that one is our answer. If you are there, try to follow steps. Or you can write the answer side, then you write also the question, you will follow later, because I'll be rubbing off. Let's look at probably one of the questions that can be set around here. What angle is a quarter of its supplement? What angle is a quarter of its supplement? The angle which is a quarter, it is supplement. So here, we don't know the supplement, neither we don't know the angle. Therefore, we shall need to assume. See how the reasoning now starts. You don't know the angle, you don't know also the supplement. So at this point, we shall need to assume. And it is easier to have your table. So we shall say, since the question is saying never move away from your question so that you don't misfire. What angle is a quarter? It's just a quarter of its supplement. It is easier for this case to first know its supplement, then that angle will be just a quarter of its supplement. So we shall say let its supplement be probably x. And once you know it is supplement, it will be very easy for you to know that angle, because the angle is just a quarter of its supplement. So the angle must be a quarter of its supplement. Remember, when you get the supplement plus the angle, you must get 180 degrees. These are supplementary angles. So this is one of the methods we can employ here. However, there are other methods, but we try, due to time, we try to use simpler ones, and that can fit in our space. So when we get the angle plus its supplement, when we get the angle plus its supplement, we shall get 180 degrees. Or its supplement plus the angle, you must be in a position to get 180 degrees. At this moment, we need now to work out this equation. So there are various ways of working it out, but the easiest, I think, it could be getting the LCD, the lowest common denominator of these fractions. We try to get the least common denominator, of these fractions, whereby we shall need to now have x out of 1 plus a quarter x is equal to 180 degrees. So I'm very sure that every candidate can be in position to get the lowest common denominator of 1 and 4. So the lowest common denominator here will be 4. Some people call it LCM. We can say it is the least common denominator. Least common denominator of those denominators given. So we shall multiply every term by the least common denominator. So here we shall have x times 4 plus a quarter x times also 4, which is equal to 180 degrees times 4. You multiply all the terms by the least common denominator. And therefore, this is x out of 1. So when you get x times 4, you shall get 4x, not x4. The known is the one to start. Unknown comes. So we must have the coefficient as 4. X times 4, we shall end up with 4x. Due to space, allow me erase here. So we shall have 4x. So I told you, you must not go away with the previous step. Follow it critically. X times 4 is 4x plus a quarter x times 4. This 4 will divide itself, and it will also divide this one. By 4 once, by 4 once. So here we are left with the x times 1, where we shall have x, which is equal to, when you get 180 degrees times 4, here there is no trembling. Take your time, work out so that you don't miss a mark. That is 0. This is 32. I told you last time you must have multiples at your fingertips. That is 32. You move with the 3. That is 4 plus the 3, you get 7. So here we shall have 720 degrees. So when you get 4x plus this one x, we shall end up with 5x, which gives us 720 degrees. So we shall need to divide both sides by the coefficient, and that is a 5. So divide both sides by 5 to get the value of x alone. 5x equals 720. What if 1x? So we shall divide both sides by 5, which is equal to 720 degrees. Divide it also by 5. By 5 once, by 5 once. by 5 once, by 5. 5 goes into 7 once. You remain with the 2. So the cut is taken to the next digit there, the place of tens. This one becomes 22. 22 divided by 5. It is 4. You remain with 2. You take it to the next place there. So 20, you write it in a smaller way so that you don't form another number. 20 divided by 5, you get 4. Our degree is there. Our x gives us 144 degrees. So I've been very keen. If I made a mistake, then I don't know what could have caused it, but I've been a bit keener at this point. Now, I go back to my question. They want the angle, which is just a quarter, it is supplement. Here we said, let the supplement be x, and the angle must be just a quarter of x. So we go on to find our angle. Our angle, we shall have 4x, a quarter of the supplement. This is now a quarter times x, which gives us a quarter times the value of x, which is 144 degrees. I can't miss out the units. By 4 once, by 4 here. 4 goes into 14 3 times. You remain with 2. Because 4 times 3 is 12. So you are left with the 2 to make 14. So this 2 is carried forward here. You push it to the next digit, and it becomes 24. 24 divided by 4 is 6. So our angle will be equal to 36 degrees. I cannot live without putting the units. I cannot forget a surgical blade in the womb. So when you follow through, you will find that that answer is right. And it's the angle, which is a quarter, it is supplement. If the supplement is 144 degrees, then the angle is 36 degrees. So that is our final answer there for this question. However, there are other methods which we can employ, but due to time, we can use this one. You can also borrow the idea of complementary, because we use like 2 other methods to answer this. This, what we are doing here, is supposed to lead us to application of angles formed on parallel lines. We are just going through so that we apply the knowledge we have here to answer other questions. Application means you use the methods you acquired to other areas to answer other questions. So having looked at supplementary, I'm not going to continue with supplementary route. Let's also look at vertically opposite angles. So we try as much as possible to see that we cover what we are able in a smaller period of time. So In case of anything where you have not understood, I will leave my number. Then we shall interact. So let's look at vertically opposed angles. So vertically opposed angles, these are just pairs of angles formed when two lines intersect. For instance, let's observe here. You realize that when this line is intersected by this one, an angle or angles are formed here. So this one is vertically opposite to this one. So these are what we call vertically opposite. Even this one is also vertically opposed to that one. So vertically opposite angles are equal. Even if you use your eyes, you can really realize that this angle will be equal to this, and also this one is equal to that. These are vertically opposite angles. We can have an example of equation. For instance, let's take that as our example. You will realize that the vertically opposed angles are there, but they want you to find the value of x and also the value of p. Now this one is just a walkover. You already know that this angle is equal to, because they are vertically opposite. Then this one will probably be equal, is equal to that. This one is equal to that. They are also vertically opposite. And when you continue analyzing, you find that when you rotate like this, they form angles at a point. When you get this plus this plus this plus this, you'll end up with 360. But that's not what we are going to use. At this moment, you need it to be very logical, and you see which one can help you work out this number with the ease. You cannot start by finding the value of p. Here you will get it wrong. How? There is no way here, because you have this one as unknown. So we can start by finding the value of x, and thereafter we shall find the value of p. So we shall say 2x minus 40 degrees is equal to x plus 20 degrees. So at this point, we shall need to collect our like terms so that we can take this minus 40 the other side. Thereafter, we shall also bring this x this side so that we collect our like terms. So we shall start by taking a minus 40 the other side. In algebra, we say every term must move with its sign. So this we shall have 2x minus 40 degrees plus 40 degrees. Because the additive inverse of minus 40 is plus 40. So that we don't remain with minus 40 this side, which is equal to x plus 20 degrees plus 40 degrees. I'm very careful. I don't want to reach this side and again subtract. Yet here it was minus. So as you flow, check what was up so that you don't misfire. There are candidates who wish to do the work hurriedly. From there they come and go through. You may not have that time to go through. Be steady, be systematic, hit the point and move on. Each number has number of minutes. So you realize that the minutes you may use here may be less than 3, yet maybe the number may require more than 3 minutes. So be steady and work out. So when you get 2x minus 40 plus 40 degrees, here we shall remain with the 2x, because minus 40 plus 40 is 0, which is equal to x plus, now when you get 20 degrees plus 40, you end up with 60 degrees. So the next step is to bring also this x this side. So since it is a positive x this side, when it crosses this side, it will be minus. So we shall have 2x minus x, which is equal to x minus x plus the 60 degrees. So 2x minus x, we shall end up with the x, which gives us x minus x, get nothing. And here we shall only have 60 degrees. And therefore, the value of x is equal to 60 degrees. So the value of x here will help us find the value of p. C, we shall employ the method of angles on a straight line to find the value of p. When you check this line, there are angles formed on a straight line here. These two angles formed on this side of straight line. So when you get this angle plus this one, you can get 180 degrees. Oh, you can decide to use this one, this side of the straight line. This one plus this one, you will still get 180 degrees. You can decide to use this side of straight line. Or you can say this p is equal to this, then you use that side. Still, you set this one plus the p, you get 180 degrees. Then you will be in a position to solve for the value of p. So I will take this one. When you get p, so we are using the knowledge of the angles formed on straight line to solve for the value of p. You can imagine. We integrate ideas. So here, we already know the value of p. The value of p is 60 degrees. We shall substitute. P plus 60 degrees plus 20 degrees gives us 180 degrees. So our p plus, when you add this to this plus this, you will get 80 degrees, which gives us 180 degrees. I've moved well. So I will take this plus 80 the other side. And therefore it will be p plus 80 degrees minus 80 degrees, which gives us 180 degrees minus 80 degrees. Just take time. Be sure of what you're writing. Our p alone gives us, when I subtract here, I'm very sure I'll get 100 degrees. If I'm not very sure, I can as well work out from a side. Therefore, our value of p is going to be equal to 180 degrees. So these are what we call vertically opposite angles. Since these ones are leading us to something we want, let's look at other types of angles. At the end, I'll give some few questions for you to answer. When I come next time, we shall begin from there to check whether your answers are right or wrong. So be sober, mind about what's going on, concentrate, listen attentively, and pick something. You may not ask me a question at the moment, but with the time, you can send, or when I come, we shall interact. You never know, I will hit about what you are going to ask. Briefly, we are just going to look at angles formed on parallel lines. Angles formed on parallel lines. So when we talk about angles on parallel lines, first of all, we have this term called the parallel lines. Parallel lines, these are pairs, or they are lines extending in the same direction but with equal distance apart. They are just they are lines extending in the same direction and with equal distance apart, or equal distances apart. For instance, these are parallel lines. This line is parallel to this. They are extending in the same direction, but with equal distances apart. If the distance from here up to here is, let me say, 10 centimeters, it remains 10 centimeters throughout. So these are parallel lines. You can have also another one, and it can as well continue. This distance can be equal to this, and they continue. They extend in the same direction, but with equal distances apart. So when we are talking about angles formed on parallel lines, it is not a very hard term. It is just a simple way we can talk about angles on a straight line. For instance, you will observe, or bear me witness. If these are our parallel lines, there is a transversal line. So the moment this transversal line crosses the two or the parallel lines, angles are formed. Check. You will find that there is an angle formed here and formed here. There is also an angle here and also an angle there. Also here, there are angles formed both up and down. So you realize that if the transversal line crosses these parallel lines or intersects them, these lines, let me draw them here. You observe critically. this line is almost, it's just the same as that one. But now, this transverse line is going to cut. When it crosses here, you'll find that this one are angles on a straight line. This angle plus this one will get 180 degrees. The angles on a straight line. So this line comes and crosses also this one. You realize that the angle, this line here is the same as this line here. So this angle here will obviously be equal to that angle there. And they will be given a name. See that? So in most cases, this transverse line confuses children. That's why I could not first draw this on the chart. I want you to see how these angles are formed. Let me connect it. So when I connect here, you will find that this angle here is the same angle which is here. So this angle and this one, they are equal. This angle and this one, they are equal. So when you check down here, this angle formed down here is equal to this angle also formed down here. This angle formed down here is also equal to this angle formed down there. So when you observe critically, be observant, you realize that this angle is equal to this one is equal to this. Then the downer ones, this one is equal to this, and this one is equal to this. They have their term. They are called, we call them corresponding angles. This angle corresponds with this. And this one also corresponds with that. Then when you come down here, this angle corresponds with this. And this one corresponds with that. So the mathematical term for such angles is corresponding angles. So the term corresponding should not confuse you. You can as well observe critically, and you know that these are corresponding angles. So if this is A and that is B, C, D, E, F, G, H, you will find that since we are talking about corresponding, let me use the word corresponding. Corresponding angles. You realize that angle A corresponds with the angle E. Angle B corresponds with the angle F. So corresponding angles are equal. You say, therefore, angle A is equal to angle E. Reason, they are corresponding angles. Angle B is equal to angle F. Reason, they are corresponding angles. Same thing, angle C equals angle G, corresponding. Angle D equals angle H. They are also corresponding angles. So there are very many lines. You will find that also vertically opposed angles are formed here. That is why we squares here, we move from known to unknown. We expand our information. Therefore, these are corresponding angles. And due to time, we may not have an example, but when we come next time, we shall see how logically these angles are applied. But I may have a question for you, whereby you can write down there in your book, what angle is an eighth of it is supplement. You can write it somewhere. What angle is an eighth? An eighth. 1 out of 8. 1 out of 8 of it is supplement. Then in number 2, what is the supplement of x minus 20 degrees? What is the supplement of x minus 20 degrees? So, go through that. When I come next time, we shall go through that. Then we shall expand the information about here. We see how logically we can reason out. My number is So this is mangenbenard@gmail.com. These are my 2 telephone contacts, MTN and Airtel. In case of anything, you can inquire, so that by the time I come next time, we shall have, I would have known your views so that I correct them very fast. I thank you so much, but never forget to do practice each and every time you wake up. Wake up with a number to practice so that you can perfect. We practice English, therefore, we must also practice mathematically. For instance, when you construct a wrong sentence in English, I have eaten food. That is good English. It's different from I have eating food. Someone will correct you very fast. Thank you so much. Stay tuned.
Tuyenze Game Master Bernard Mangeni oyava kisubisavyo abadde tuwa okubalanga Engereza ku angles nga bagambye nti bw'obanga oli wakaawo efune namba nga bagikulekedde kati ayagala bana bakomyewo obeere naawe ngoyize ate n'enamba gitulekedde bw'oba olina kyagala ekyenjawulo okubanga weebuuza obeere nga weebuuza. Tugenda mu luzungu olunaku lwa leero oluvannyuma lw'okuwummulamu tugenda kuba tudda mu luzungu era nga banaffe aba Maryland era batuweereza omusomesa kwe tugenda okuba nga tutambula naye olunaku olwaleero ate nga ku mulundi guno mukyala. Kati mweteeketeke okuba nga tudda mu kiraasi oluvannyuma lw'okuwummulamu.
Somera MuddiiroLyo ng'ewagiddwa Maryland High School erisangibwa Entebbe. Ssomero ly'abawala n'abalenzi lusomesa arts ne sciences okuviira ddala ku siniya esooka okutuukira ddala ku siniya ey'omukaaga nga lisangibwa mu kifo ekiweweevu obulungi. Tulina ebisuula eby'omulembe, science laboratory ssaako ne computer lab.
Now what you wanna come find here, I beg?
What's happening?
A lot.
Ho ho! Funa ebyakabi mu Yugawood, Nollywood, Bollywood, Hollywood, zikatuni, emiziki, ebyemizanyo n'ebirala ntoko. Airtel TV, ensi ebyamasanyu ku ssimu yo. Awatali kusasulayo yadde akasente konna yadde obulangolango obutawaanya. Genda mu Google Play oba App Store owanuleka app kaweerere. Amateeka